Good evening. My name is Danielle Guthrie, and I'm here to discuss 5 things that I learned in class that changed my viewpoint on things in life. The first thing that I'm going to discuss is spanking. I grew up thinking that spanking was normal, it was okay, it helped to train a child to behave in public. And spanking to me is a tap on the hand or a tap on the bottom, not child abuse. Throughout this course, I learned that spanking actually does the opposite of what parents intend for it to do. It increases aggression, it causes conditioning by punishment to always need a spanking or corporal punishment after an act is committed in order to prevent that act from continuing to occur. The child then requires an immediate response in order to be disciplined. Spanking undermines the trust of the parents, and it has been shown that it increases chances of that child having mental health issues or becoming a criminal. I was spanked. I'm okay. But throughout this course, I've learned that that does not happen for everyone. So my viewpoints have now changed. The second thing that I'm going to discuss is the fact that I believe that it was very difficult to teach an old dog new tricks. By that, what I mean is people who are classified as the young old and the old old. I was under the impression that what they know is what they know. Teaching them how to use technology would be a very difficult thing to do. But from this course and from the textbook and the research, I've learned that they learn just as well as we do, as young adults do, only they utilize a different portion of their brain. So while we may use our frontal lobe to make decisions, they incorporate the hippocampus and the prefrontal cortices in order for them to carry out those specific tasks. So basically, what I learned is that they can learn just as well as we do. You can teach an old dog a new trick, which gives me a positive outlook for family members of mine that are aging and reaching that point into their lives. The third thing that I learned in this class that changed my viewpoint was that environment plays a huge role in the success of an individual. I always thought that if you had great parents that instilled in you that you could do whatever it is that you want to do, that you set your mind to it, you'll be successful, was the truth. That was what I went by. You don't determine, or your environment does not determine your circumstance. But while taking this class, I learned that your environment does, in fact, have a huge impact on how you interact with people, your abilities to have access to things that will put you on the next rung in society. And basically, if you have a strong family bond, then you communicate more effectively with people in other places. Being from an affluent neighborhood allows you certain things and access to certain programs that someone from a rougher neighborhood might not have access to. That is not saying that people that are from those neighborhoods cannot be successful, but it does play a part in their level of success or how hard they will have to work in order to attain the same success as someone who was already there from their childhood. So therefore, environment plays a huge part. And also the people you hang around plays a huge part too in your overall development as an adult and as a contributing citizen to society. The fourth thing that I learned in this class is that people who act up or are deviants as children whose parents decide to send them to these boot camps, that actually reinforces the behavior. It does not correct it as the boot camps promise that it will do. I was under the impression that once a parent decided to include other people in the fold of raising their child, as far as sending them to a boot camp or to these places that are supposed to reform their child, and fix them, I thought that those actually did work. But in reality, those children get around other people with like-minded thought processes and activities, and those behaviors actually get reinforced. So now I know that if I ever do have an issue with that, what I would do according to the text is make sure that I have a secure attachment to my child, make sure that I get them involved in after school activities or sports, and around people who are doing positive things in their lives, because that has a bigger impact than sending the child to a program where people who are behaving the exact same way as they are all located together, where they can communicate, bond, and grow deeper into their deviancy. Okay. And finally, the fifth thing that changed about my viewpoint in this class is I always grew up thinking that everyone respected elderly individuals. So people who belong to the young old and the old category that we learned in class. I always said that we showed them respect, we greeted them with dignity, we respected their wisdom. From this class, my viewpoints have changed because now I'm aware of the concept of ageism, which is discrimination against the elderly. Basically, disrespecting them, not giving them the respect that is necessary and the due diligence that they can learn new things, that they can contribute, that they can lead healthy, active lives and be contributing members to society. But in fact, people who are young adults or younger are actually disrespecting these individuals. And for me, that has opened my mind up to the fact that there are still some very negative people in the world who don't respect those that went on before them for their wisdom and for their advice. So I am going to try to talk to those who I come in contact with to make sure that they understand that everyone deserves respect and we're all human. So over the course of this class, my viewpoints have changed significantly on lots of points that we've learned about, but those 5 were the ones that stood out the most to me. It was challenging changing my viewpoint on spanking because I grew up with it and I'm fine. But now that I know that everything is backed by research, backed by longitudinal testing, and my viewpoints have changed because of the fact that everything was scientifically proven and presented in such a manner that made it easy for me to understand. Overall, I enjoyed this course. I'm excited about what else I am going to learn as I continue throughout this journey to my career to being a nurse. Thank you so much.